Hello and welcome to another episode of Citadel Guard Adventures. This is Beriathan of the Citadel Guard of Gondor, and we are back in the meat hall of Eoworth. We were just talking to Reeve Ingbert. So on one hand, we need to decide if we support his mother Góda or his son Ingmar to make up our minds about what we're gonna do about the Orcs attacking the town. But he has also prepared a feast for us, seeing as we have just the return to town with the horn, but well, he is not too happy about that idea. You see, the very minimum amount of hospitality. He's not excited about this.
I will show you to a comfortable room while the feast is prepared.
Thank you very much.
I have been too long away from home, but what welcome awaits me now?
I don't know, Geralif. Let's see what happens. I know the Reeve promised a meager feast, but this seemed like a bounty to me. Éoworth is besieged by troubles, as are the other villages we have visited in the Easternnet, but still its lord and his guests eat well. Thank you for the hospitality, Reeve Ingbert. The food was delicious. You are very welcome, Kurudan. I was not certain the elves could eat the food of my people. They are not as different from us as we thought, father. None of my companions are. I did not ask for your opinion, Horn. When Theoden King sent you away, he did not send you far enough. Father! It is nothing, Inge. Do not trouble yourself. No, I will not allow him to be rude to you, my brother. In my own hall I will speak as I wish. To my home he brings a wild woman, a blood foe of his own people. Do you desire battle? I will give it to you, old man. Shh. Nona, no! Oh dear. Father, listen to me. Nona is my boon companion. She is a mighty warrior and... I think that may be enough for now, Horn. Respect your father's walls. The elf is wiser than you, Horn. He knows when to speak and when not to speak. Must each of my sons be so quick of temper? The four of you have traveled far. Did you hear any news of my beloved? They are tired from their journey, my daughter. They surely need rest. Who is your beloved? I am betrothed to Theodred, the Prince of Rohan. When he returns from his duties, we will be married. I think they are ready to retire to their beds, Inge. We need not speak of this now. Beriathan met with the prince at the Fort of Isen not long ago. Oh, what can you tell me of him? Did he look well? Oh, well... Or interrupt before you can speak to Inge. Prince Theodred will be back with you soon, Inge. Let us speak of other things. Yes, that is enough. We will speak of the prince later. No need for that talk now. Reeve Ingbert stamps the table with his fist. There is another matter of which to speak, a very serious matter indeed. You are my son, Horn, but you had a term of service to carry out in Stangard and you have not completed it. You are here against the will of Theoden King. Father, I do not want to cause trouble for you or for the people of Éoworth. My song for the king may have been ill-conceived, but there was truth in it. He has been influenced by Grima Wormtongue. If only he had the strength to resist. My loyalty is to the king at all times. I will not hear these treasons. Leowulf, the feast is over. See to the removal of the table and chairs. I didn't like that feast either, Geralif. We will speak later, Beriathan, but I thank you for holding your tongue. I have kept these sad tidings from the Forts of Isen from my daughter until now. She is not yet ready to hear them. I would like to apologize for my father's words, Beriathan. He speaks harshly because the troubles of the Entwash Vale weigh heavily upon him, and he cares so much about his people. He wants to do what is right, but he worries that it is not enough. If only the will of the king were not so confused. It is hard to know what is best for Rohan. Will you listen to me? I am no shield maiden. What would Prince Theodred say if he could hear me talk this way? Yeah, what would he say indeed? Yeah, grabbing a picture of brave Ingbert kinda tricky, please. Warden, Góda, Ingbert, of course. And let us talk to Nona now. Nona looks at you darkly. Why did I come to this place, Beriathan? My journey with you was to be one of vengeance and victory, and instead I encounter a complicated web of distrust and confusion. Nona lowers her voice and speaks to you in a harsh whisper. That girl does not know her beloved is dead, and none here wish her to know. Is that because they fear the truth would kill her? That her grief would be too much for her to bear? She should take the sadness and turn it to anger, and wield a sword against the orcs that slew her love. That is what I have done in memory of Wadu, and what I would do to avenge my love, to avenge... Nona holds suddenly, out of breath. But his people and mine are enemies, Beriathan. It is wrong to feel this way. You heard that old man. He will never accept that Nona, daughter of Suvul, could be anything but a foe. Has my fondness for Horn changed me? Has it made me weaker, more unsuspecting? Why can I no longer bring myself to hate the Horse Lords in the same way they hate my people? I do not want to die in an ambush, Beriathan, as my brother did, but I fear I have been blinded. My heart has done it. I need some time to think. Wow. Where did you go, Nona? No, Góda, no, Horn. I think I could use some air, Beriathan. Let us walk outside for a short while. So, what did you make of my father, Beriathan? That went about as well as I expected. No, it actually went better. Our last meeting before I left for Stangard was an icy one. My time away seems to have thawed somewhat, if only slightly. I hadn't thought to keep Prince Theodred's death from my sister Ingrid until it became clear my father had not told her, but I think it is best this way. She was very much in love with him, and his loss, well, it will not be an easy thing. Look at this place, Beriathan. Trust me when I tell you it was not always like this. Many of the guards have turned to drink for solace against the great number of raiding orcs. There are not many children left in Éoworth, but those that remain are afraid. Everything has changed. When I was young, these buildings seemed to me to be enormous. Now they seem so small and so ramshackle. I sang for years of the glory of Rohan. Was any of it true? No, you're right, Beriathan. I am being unfair. Éoworth has suffered greatly at the hands of orcs, and it is to regain the glory of Rohan that its people fight. Warren shakes his head to clear it. Yes, my songs were not lies. Rohan was great, and will be again. It's just... I have become fond of Nona, and I wanted my family to accept her for the same reasons I have. And I wanted her to feel less out of place here. I did not think she would have as much trouble fitting in here in Éoworth, though perhaps I should have known better. Neither of us belong in Rohan, it seems. She and I are both outcasts. It does not seem to bother her the way it bothers me. Perhaps she can help me come to accept it. Thank you for the walk, Beriathan. The fresh air has done me some good. Let us return to the meat hall, Beriathan. Relaxing with you and Góda and Nona in time of peace is more home-like now than anything Éoworth can provide to me. Okay. Now, we will also need to decide who are we backing up on this discussion, family discussion. But first, let us hear with Ingbert.
I thank you for your discretion.
I thank you for your discretion, Beriathan. Many a maid has cast herself into the torrent of the Entwash when learning of her unrequited love. I am not yet ready for Ingit to learn of her betrothed death. Ingbert sizes you up appraisingly. I was blinded earlier. You are not the stripling for which I mistook you. My displeasure with Horn does not extend to you. You are welcome to come and go within the Entwash Vale if you are a friend to her people. The Uruks you seek passed north of Éoworth not long ago, and shortly afterward Éomer, the third Marshal of the Riddermark, rode after them. I am expecting him back any day now. Now, let's see what we do about this Orc.
I need your help.
My mother, Beriathan, is a strong woman and wise. She has long been my chief counselor and has never led me astray. In the matter of the Orcs, she counsels that we refrain from attacking them directly, for Theoden King has forbidden it. My loyalty and duty to the king dictates that I comply, yet I am uneasy. Éoworth itself has been raided on numerous occasions, and large numbers of Orcs amass not far from here in clear preparation to lay siege upon us. Why then should we refrain from attacking them first, as Ingmar would do? Alas, I know not the answer. Speak with my mother and learn the heart of her arguments. Let me know if you decide that hers is the wisest first.
I need your help.
How I yearn to ride forth with my son against these Orcs who dare intrude upon the lands of the House of Leotharn. Yet, I know in my age that my desire, like Ingmar's, is driven more by a lust for glory than for the care of my people. I am torn, for I do see reason behind Ingmar's arguments, but it is greater than my mother's. The lives that would be saved by following my mother's advice would be great, but would it resolve the issue of Orcs marauding in the Entwash Vale? Speak with Ingmar and learn the full reason behind his plan, then return to me and I will make my decision.
You have done well.
I understand that Tola sent you to speak with me, to help you convince my son to refuse Ingmar's plan. Indeed, as you have heard, I have been doing just that. The argument is moot, for Theoden King's law must rule our decisions. This land is ours only by his command, and we owe our allegiance to him through unbreakable oaths. Understand, I do not debate Ingmar's position. If we were permitted, I would be the first to say, strike at the heart of the enemy, but we are restricted. That is why I propose that we strengthen our defenses here in Éoworth. Defending a bastion such as this would reduce our losses well beyond what we would see assaulting the Orcs. My grandson questions my reasoning, saying the safety of the outlier farms, but many of those farms have already been abandoned, and many more refugees arrive in Éoworth every day. I believe his lust for glory has blinded his sensibilities. The greater wisdom says that we should defend Éoworth with all our might. Word has already been sent to Thornhope, our city in the north. I expect further aid from Thane Wulfrad at any moment. Will you defend my position with Ingbert? Consider it well. Let us listen to Ingmar.
Our mission is dire.
Bah! We stand here and debate the wisdom of attacking the Orcs as if driving away invaders in the Entwash Vale could possibly be the motive behind Theoden King's edict. There is rumor that Saruman the White, ever the friend and ally of the Rohirrim, has subjected a tribe of Orcs beneath his hand. Surely, these are the Orcs which the king protects. Yet the invaders are from the Misty Mountains. What glory is there in holding up behind these walls, waiting for the Orcs to burn them down around us and kill every man, woman, and child within? It is cowardice. Understand, my grandmother is indeed a wise woman, but she is also stubborn. She does not comprehend the opportunity that we have. The Orcs have not yet mustered enough strength to lay siege to Éoworth. If we strike now, we can cripple their efforts and drive the mongrels forth from the Entwash Vale. There is no safety within these walls of wood. Fire burns wood, and the Orcs are master wielders of fire. Will you support my position with my father? Perhaps you may bring him courage and wisdom. I think I'm gonna go with Ingmar. Yes, Góda is right that more lives would be spared if we defend town, but in the long run, that is not beneficial. How long can we hold against the Orcs? We need to strike back as soon as we can and hope that that is enough to drive them away. So, that's what I'm gonna do.
You did very well.
You take a moment to convey your support of Ingmar's plan, igniting the passion for glory within Ingbert's heart. I will not remain holed up within these walls like a coward. His manners calm a little. It is true that we have the opportunity to scatter these orcs like chaff on the wind, but only if we attack first. I have made my decision. So yeah, we have completed support Ingmar, so we of course failed to support Góda. It is not a big deal.
You did very well.
So, you have heard their arguments and have come to a conclusion. Ingbert listens patiently while you impart your counsel. Indeed, I believe you are correct. It is disheartening to be forced to choose whom loyalty shall be granted, but I must agree with your counsel.
I need you to do this.
I have given my son charge of preparing for the assault on the Orcs, though I still will not give him leave to lead the assault himself. If you still desire to aid us, speak with Ingmar and do whatever he bids you. Perhaps, if you so desire, you may lead the assault against Maustazg. My mother and I will continue to oversee siege preparations here at Éomer. Yeah, that seems wise.
The Rohirrim have need of your services.
I thank you for your efforts on my behalf, Beriathan. Despite my grandmother's reservation, the garnering of glory is not my main intent. The defense of my people is at the heart of my plan, and the best defense, well, I am sure you know my meaning. Before we can assault the Orcs at Maustazg, however, we must know their true strength. For this purpose, I would have you ride a patrol through the Vale. Let me mark your points upon your map. There! Go swiftly and safely, my friend. There you are, Góda.
I cannot find Nona. It is as if she just vanished.
You tell Góda that Ingbert believes the Uruks you seek have likely been slain. We will not know for certain until we find them ourselves, Beriathan. But we cannot leave yet. I have looked all around Eomer, but I cannot find Nona. It is as if she just vanished.
Horn has gone looking for her, but when he last came this way, he had found nothing yet.
Okay, level 81. 1 class trait point. Let us see what else. Horn has gone looking for her, but when last he came this way he had found nothing yet. Did she tell you anything that might give us an idea of where she has gone? Or do you think she has fallen into trouble of some kind? The men of Rohan do not look kindly upon her people. You should ask the people of Eaworth if they have seen her, and I will do the same. I do not know if they will tell me anything, but we cannot let her disappearance go without investigation, Beriathan. Horn is distraught, as you might expect him to be. He had grown fond of our pirate companion. You do not need elf eyes to have seen it. Okay. Oh. Where do I go? Looking for Horn or for Nona. I'm not sure. To be honest, I don't know where I should be going right now. There is someone in here, it seems, that might be able to help us. Or is that Horn? Atop this tower. Let us check. No. Sandhill.
I have not seen the Dunlending anywhere.
There is a man out by the cliffs. It may be Horn, but I cannot see his features from here. I have not seen the Dunlending anywhere. Well, it's hard to make out, but that is definitely Horn. So, at least we know where he is. Let us go and look for him. Maybe he needs a friend.
I've not seen the Dunlending, but Horn has gone out to the cliffs.
He seems upset about something. What is work doing so close to Eaworth? Gonna take care of you, but in just that moment.
She is gone. She is really gone.
Horn holds Nona's sword in his hands, and seems to see nothing but the lonely weapon. I found it here in the stones, Beriathan, but why would she leave it? You peer out over the edge to the rushing river that has cruelly claimed so many maidens before their times, and Horn follows your gaze with his eyes. No, Beriathan, she did not jump into the Entwash. I do not believe it. She left us for some reason, and she left this sword here so I would find it, but why leave us? Why leave me? Clenches one fist. I will take your brother's sword, and I will keep it for the heir until she returns. She will return, Beriathan. I will not wield Water's blade, but I will hold on to it for Nona. Tell Korudan that Nona has left us, but that she will return. Her path simply does not follow ours for the moment. While patrolling the Entwash Vale for Lord Ingmar, you came across some Orc scouts. You should defeat a few, yeah. Poor Horns, dude. He's so heartbroken right now. Finally, he drops dead. Okay, first patrol point is here. Patrol the first point. Oh my god, covert Maustazg. What do we have here? While burning the tents of the Orcs at Maustazg, the opportunity has arisen to seek the cause of the Orcs' invasion. You should search boxes to find evidence of the source of the Orcs' invasion. While patrolling the Entwash Vale, an opportunity to sow mayhem at the enemy camp of Maustazg presents itself. You should burn tents within Maustazg. Okay. Let us see, however. Yeah, at this point I'm not sure what I'm still fighting on horseback, because as you have seen here, my assailment gambit do more damage than my mounted combat skills. Come over here. So yeah. I mean, it's still, I guess it's still kind of useful to fight on horseback. There are enemies that ride too far away from you that you do need to pursue on horseback. But there are also other enemies that are easier to deal with while on foot. There they go. Right. So, we have one orc tent. This is for the evidence of the invasion, but there is nothing in that box. Don't feel like I was trying to do a desolation there. That's tent number 2. Come on. This is what I was looking for as well. This is an hornet cache. Anything of value in here? No. They're dropping like flies. I love it. What do we have here? Bjorning? No. Nothing useful so far. Interest here. Nothing of interest here. We have found the Orcs' orders. Okay. Bit lag. Take a look at this. What is that? Is that West Rohan? Yeah. That is West Rohan. Our first big glimpse of it, it seems. That over there, what's that? Is that the Kingstead housing area? Maybe? Or is that a regular town? we need to patrol the second point. Here we have mirrors and ear horn. So I did take the chance to double check the wiki. There are 6 warbands in the Entwash Vale, but it seems they share one location. So if you have one, very difficult for you to get the other, which is kind of complicated. Because that means that even if you have already defeated some of those warbands, you also need to defeat it again and possibly make room for the other one to respawn, but I'm not sure. And after fighting Fearhorn so many times on the previous episodes, I'm not sure I want to do that again. This is supposed to be the 3rd patrol point. Yep. Patrol the 4th point. Find a veil. Okay, yeah. We are already doing all the quests with Ingmar that we need to advance further in the quest line. Patrol the 4th point and patrol the final point. But yeah, I'm not gonna re-enter that camp just for a cache. I think we're doing very good with crafting mats right now. I did take the time to craft a little bit. Something really basic, but I was able to get the proficiency, system net proficiency. Now we're ready to return to Éomer, but I also want to take the time. Here, look! We can see some of Wildermoor there on the horizon. And this is one of the... well, an ice state. We'll get more information on that as we enter that area, but it's really cool. I hadn't realized you could get a view of Wildermoor from the Entwash Vale. And awesome. That's great. There we also have the music. I was starting to wonder what happened to it.
I think Nona will return in time, but I do not know when.
You tell Góda what transpired on the cliffs. He smiles grimly. That is what I thought, Beriathan. Nona is indeed fine, and will return to us when she has resolved a few things in her mind. I know now why she has left, and why she did not bring her brother's sword with her. For love. You have seen the way the people of Rohan look at her, with fear and with distrust. She is not one of them. Despite forced banishment to Stangard, he is still much more of Rohan than she will ever be. So too has he seen the damage love can do. What would learning of Prince Theodred's death do to Ingit, his betrothed? Nona grew too fond of Horn over too quick a time, to lose him to battle and death. Perhaps she left to shield herself from growing even more attached to him. Perhaps she simply needs time to resolve her feelings. I think she will return, Beriathan, but I do not know when. We must be kind to Horn in the meantime. He will feel this loss sharply, I think. What do we have here? Agility, vitality. Interesting. I'm not particularly inclined for any of those.
Horn will need to master his grief if we are to continue. We cannot allow this distraction to steer us away from our true purpose. Nona will return. I am certain of it. Éomer has returned from his ride north.
Interesting.
Éomer has returned from his ride north.
As Ingert promised, Éomer has returned from his ride north. He is outside the meat hall, Beriathan. Introduce yourself and see what he knows of the Uruks we pursued. Éomer. Oh, look at him. Yeah. Fine. Wow. Well, we're gonna wait a little bit to talk to Éomer, or no, let us do this right now.
I am pleased to make your acquaintance, my friend.
I am pleased to make your acquaintance, my friend. Yours is the second party I have encountered who sought the Uruks, Beriathan, and to you I say what I said before. The Uruks have all been destroyed, and I saw no sign of any other living thing at the site. The news brought great sadness to the three we encountered. The man was Aragorn, son of Arathorn, and his companions were a dwarf Gimli, glowing stone, and an elf called Legolas. Speak to my man Éomer if you would hear more of these travelers or their prey.
If Éomer, my commander, wishes me to answer your questions, I will do so.
Ask what you will and hear my answers. Whether they give you joy or sadness is no concern of mine. Tell me about the encounter. They seemed to spring out of the grass as if from nowhere. Some elvish magic, I thought, and indeed one of them was an elf. A dwarf and a man there was also, but no man of Rohan was he. They hunted orcs in Théoden King's lands, but not at his command. Indeed, even Éomer, my captain, hunts orcs without leave of the king, but he is the king's own king and will rule in Rohan someday. These others made bold claims, but I do not know the truth of them. Éomer let them go, that they might seek their lost companions, but only on condition that they return and present themselves to the king at Edoras. This they swore to do. What can you tell me of Aragorn? He spoke first as Strider, and to that Éomer says this. What kind of a man hides his true name? Eventually he gave it, and he gave it as Aragorn, son of Arathorn. So too did he claim to be the heir of Isildur, the son of Elendil of Gondor. He wielded artifacts from the distant past, but whether that really was the sword that was broken and forged again, Éomer cannot say. But it was. I was there. I helped in that reforging as well. What can you tell me of Legolas? An elf he was, as wild a creature as I have seen, seemingly sprung direct from tales told to children. Éomer gifted 2 horses to the travelers, and this elf needed no rein or saddle, though Aro's master was killed in battle and he was not yet ready for a new rider. I have never seen anything like it. Yeah, Legolas. What was that about? Legolas is killed. Yeah, very much. What can you tell me of Gimli? The dwarf is fortunate my captain Éomer knows the value of mercy. He spoke to the third marshal with great rudeness, and could take a lesson in manners from even an orc. Were Aragorn less well spoken, there might have been one fewer dwarf in the Riddermark. So say you, but I have my doubts. What can you tell me of the Uruks? Éomer rode north without the king's leave to hunt these Uruks. Scouts had reported them coming down out of the east wall some days before, and we caught up with them at the very age of Fangorn. They were thoroughly, utterly destroyed, and we saw no sign of the friends Aragorn and his companions sought.
The 3 hunters lived when I left them.
No Uruks escaped the circle of my riders, but it is possible your friends may have escaped before we closed in. It is a small chance, but it is what Aragorn hoped for, and perhaps his hope was more than hope, and there was truth in it. Éomer makes a wry face. Perhaps, but Éomer's son, put stock in cold steel and sunlight on the plains. Without some unlikely Dwimmercraft, I fear the halfling friends Aragorn sought made a sad end. The 3 hunters, however, lived when I left them.
My men caught up with the Uruks just outside the eaves of Fangorn.
My men caught up with the Uruks just outside the eaves of Fangorn to the northwest. Their leader, a fierce Uruk whose name seemed to be Ugluk, if the panicked words of his fellows can be trusted, dismounted and fought me blade to blade. I proved the better swordsman, so the pride of Éomer and the shame of whatever disgusting loud claim to Sire Ugluk. Ride to the side and look for signs of their missing friends or Aragorn and his 2 companions. If my men and I are still here when you return, you are welcome to ride south with us to Edoras. Alright. This is
We destroyed all of the Uruks just outside the eaves of Fangorn.
a very important encounter, so let me leave some record of it. Éomer, Éomund's done. Yes, we will be going there, but first we need to make sure that Eaworth is ready to defend itself from the Orc attack. So let us go back to Ingmar with the news of what we did.
Will you aid the Horse Lords?
You acted wisely, Beriathan. The fewer mounted enemies we face, the greater our advantage.
What business have you with the Rohirrim?
Well done, Beriathan. It was wise thinking for your part when you brought mayhem down upon the heads of the Orcs. Neither will be in greater disarray when we attack. Our preparations are now complete.
Our mission is dire.
This is ill news, Beriathan. These orders are in the common speech rather than the Orcs' spell tongue, which means their true leader is not of our kind. Worse still, they tell of a traitor in our midst. We must be watchful, lest the Orcs learn of our plan.
What business have you with the Rohirrim?
Your raid was brilliant. When we attack, the Orcs will be in a terrible disarray.
Thank you for your help.
Well done, Beriathan. The time is nearly upon us. Are you prepared?
Our success depends upon our strength. Will you aid us?
Ingmar speaks to you in a hushed tone. Beriathan, I have decided, regardless of my father's will, that I shall lead forth my men against the Orcs of Maustazg. In light of my decision, would you perform a favor for me? Go to my wife, Góda, and let her know my mind. Let her know that I love her and that I have come to this decision not out of pride, but for the good of my people. I do not deny that I desire the glory that only a great victory in battle can bring, but in truth, I also do not wish to be parted from my wife. He is not gonna be thrilled at the prospect, let me tell you, especially because she had asked us to avoid this specifically, so I think she's also gonna be very mad at us. So I hope we are right on this one.
An honorable victory!
What? My full husband? Then you failed in the errand I sent you upon? You must return at once to Ingbert and let him know my husband's mind. Perhaps he can stop him before it's too late. I don't know if we are on time for doing that. I would think Ingmar has already left Eaworth, is that right? Yeah, he's already gone.
Very well.
You have come too late, Beriathan. Sorry.
Need you to do this.
The preparations for the attack on Maustazg are now complete, but alas, Ingmar has defied my commands and has taken command of the assault. Go to him at once and see that he does not do anything rash. I wish that I were joining you in this battle, but I cannot. My duty is first to my people, and I cannot leave them undefended, even to protect my son. You have my thanks for the assistance you have provided thus far, Beriathan. May you win glory as well. I think we have enough time for that. Ha! To battle then, and may the Orcs feel the wrath of the mark.
Against my wishes, my son Ingmar has taken to the field against the Orcs of Maustazg. He thinks of the glory victory would bring him, but not the grief it would bring to those who love him should he perish.
What brings you to these lands?
You have decided to join us in defending my people. I knew that you were of solid character, Beriathan. Only by driving the Orcs away from our lands can we truly defend Eaworth. I only hope that Wulfrat and his army from Thornhope arrive in time. We are woefully outnumbered. Until then, for Eaworth, for honor, for glory, for the Leotharningas. Man, that is a lot of guys. Right. Are any more enemies? Seems there's not. We're gonna dismount and attack this camp. You have broken through the mounted defenses of Maustazg. Okay. So what now?
Our mission is dire.
Come, we have broken through their lines. Let us continue. Let me go ahead and soften some of these guys up for you. Coming here, please. Come on, no, I don't want to be disarmed. Wow, one-shotted. We're doing really great. Okay, I think we're ready now. This guy is rushing it a little, but you have broken through the central camp of Maustazg. Through to the central camp. Poital. Ha! You think that you have won? Fools! Even should you defeat me, your fate has been decided, worms. Your grandmother, the old battle ass, toughened up your father for us, just like Shark instructed. You lie, Orc! Lady Góda would never do that. Aha, but I have proof of the old woman's cooperation. Here, her signet. Proof that even you cannot deny. I will end this farce. Now we're done with these fools. Come on. Completed Uruks layer of the signet? Cool.
What brings you to these lands?
What glory I may have earned has been overshadowed by grief. Know that Saruman the White has betrayed us is terrible enough, but to know that he used my grandmother as the tool is a deadly blow. You lift Ingmar and carry him away. Well, at least he survived. You obtained glory against the Orcs, but we were not in it for the glory.
Thank you for your help.
Alas, that I could not join in the fray. Perhaps if I had, my son would not lie abed in the infirmary. Nevertheless, victory belongs to the house of Leotharn, and my son has earned the glory he so desired. His wounds will mend, and we will be the stronger for it. Ingbert looks grim as he continues. But all is not well. From what Ingmar reports and what you have told me, there is indeed a traitor in our midst with whom I am loath to pursue justice. Light armor. Here, agility, vitality, critical rating. Yeah, I'm gonna take that. Completed! Friend to the Entwash Vale. Mutate ally to the Entwash Vale. Awesome. So there we have it. Looks promising. Here we have the new deed that we got for ally. This is the deed we got for friend. The title, 10 LOTRO points. Age, you have reached friend status with the men of the Entwash Vale, yeah. And 10 LOTRO points.
I need you to do this.
My heart grieves, Beriathan. My mother has always been wise in her ways and her counsel. Why now has she turned to folly? To know that Saruman, ever a friend to Rohan, has fallen to evil is nearly more than I can bear, but that he should take with him good folk, such as Góda, daughter of Éomer. Nonetheless, I cannot allow this treason to go unnoticed, Beriathan. I would ask you that you take my mother into custody. The guards will escort her to the jail to await trial.
You have done well.
Ah, so my son has not the courage to confront me himself. Know this, Warden. What I did for the good of the riding and of Rohan. Theoden King has become feeble-minded, incapable of ruling the mark. Saruman is strong and wise. He seeks only to bring order to the land. Guards, take Lady Góda to the jail. I will come to her later. Yeah, take her away. I have seen Saruman's treachery firsthand. I'm not buying any of that. You fool woman, you let yourself be deceived by the wizard.
Thank you for your help.
I doubt not that her intent was true, Beriathan, but her allegiance is to Theoden, not Saruman. I cannot believe that there is any good in the deeds of the wizard, and that is a great sorrow. We must, however, persevere, for if our hearts fail us, darkness will consume Rohan.
I need your help.
Sorrow must wait until the danger has passed, Beriathan. However, I wish to be certain of my son's health and well-being. Go to him at the infirmary and learn of his condition. If he is conscious, let Ingmar know that I am proud of him. He has earned great honor and glory among the people of Éomer, for his assault on Maustazg has brought a reprieve against the siege of the Orcs. Alright, so I think we'll leave it at here. Thank you for joining me on today's episode of Citadel Guard Adventures. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope to see you on the next one when we will go and see Ingmar and continue the defense of the Entwash Vale. For the time being, this has been Beriathan. Take care, my friends. Good luck to you all. I will see you later.